Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to 3301. This is where I take a look at the news and happenings around Elite Dangerous. Today we're going to look at patch 1.5, which is due for release this week. We'll also have a look at Horizons, which has now been given a date for the beta access. There was a nice new mystery reveal from David Braben. We'll be taking a look at that, as well as the Pleiades Station community goal, the next episode of Commander's Odyssey, and the EGX Draw. The next big update then for Elite Dangerous, patch 1.5, is due for release this week. It may have already been released by the time you watch this video, but I suspect that is probably a bit unlikely. The way Frontier usually do these releases is to simply launch the patches without much warning. Effectively, it could be any time this week, but patches are often released on a Tuesday, so that's the day I reckon it's going to turn up. Now, there still hasn't been a huge amount of information regarding the ship's update, so we're not going to know the entirety of its contents until the patch is actually released and we can have a look at the patch notes. Obviously, the main focus of the patch is the introduction of new ships, but it also seems that the patch is likely to contain some background elements needed for the Horizons update, although we've had no confirmation of that one way or the other, but it does seem to make sense. The new ships in the patch are as follows: the Imperial Short-Range Fighter, which is CQC only, the Laken Killback, the Viper Mark IV, the Asp Scout, the Federal Corvette, the Imperial Cutter. Now, both the Federal Cutter and the Imperial Corvette are likely to be larger than the Anaconda. We do know that the Federal Corvette is definitely larger than the Anaconda. That has been confirmed by David Braben. And the patch will also contain the Cobra Mark IV, although that ship is only for owners of Season 1 and Season 2 of Elite Dangerous. There are also a number of changes coming to the mission system for patch 1.5. Now, some of these changes will be further iterated upon in the Horizons update, but the basic mission changes will be available in 1.5, meaning that all players will get access to them. One of these changes is that missions can now be found in space, away from the bulletin board. For example, you can trigger a mission by having an encounter with a ship or by scooping specific items. Missions will also be chained or linked. This isn't the full version of the chained missions that Frontier are planning, that's going to come later, but it will have multiple part missions. So for example, on a delivery mission, you'll be able to deliver an item to one station and then pick another item up for the return journey. There will also be timed missions. An example of this is finding an assassination target at a specific location at a specific time. The mission system then is starting to get a lot better and should continue evolving through Season 2. So do keep an eye out on my YouTube channel. I'll be releasing a lot of videos on 1.5 this week. We also now have information about the release date of the Horizons beta. This is going to be on the 24th of November, and that date is actually very close now. Of course, Horizons brings with it the ability to land on planets, and we've seen a whole lot of information on this from Frontier over the recent weeks. We're also going to be able to drive around on the surface of the planets with the SRVs, and that's something I'm really looking forward to. A number of people have been asking who gets access to the Horizons beta. Basically, this is how that's going to work. There are 4 packs that grant people the ability to get into the Horizons beta, and these are as follows: those people that have Alpha Access, Premium Beta Access, the Lifetime Pass, as well as the people that have actually purchased the Beta Horizons itself. If you have any other Elite Dangerous pack, then you will not be getting into the Horizons Beta. And to clarify that a little bit more, those with the old Standard Beta Access will unfortunately not be getting into the Horizons Beta. We don't know yet how long the Horizons beta will last. My guess though is that it will last between 3 to 4 weeks. My suspicion is that Horizons will launch on the 15th of December, but don't go quoting me on that because that is just an entire guess. The reason I suspect that is because Elite itself launched on the 16th of December last year. And if Horizons were to launch just a week later, that puts it on the 22nd of December, and that's getting very close to Christmas, and I suspect Frontier will want as much time before Christmas as they can get in order to gain a sales boost. For more information on Horizons, you can check out my other videos. I've released a few of them over the past few weeks, all containing pretty much everything we currently know about the game. The Pleiades community goal to get a station out there in the nebula has been going very well. It's just completed its second stage, and players did immensely well with delivering all the Palladium and achieved a bonus of 50% improvement on the station services. Although we didn't quite reach the final tier, this is nonetheless a great achievement, so really nice to see that we're going to get a station beyond the basic one. Currently, as I'm recording this, Frontier are taking votes on the station name. By the time you watch this video, the voting will probably be complete. Now, my own name is in the running for the station name as Obsidian Orbital, and this is really something I never would have expected or ever have asked for. But, you know, I'm really hugely flattered to all those people that put my name forth and have voted on it. There was also a whole other load of great names there in the running. I particularly like the Seven Sisters. I also want to mention that I wasn't the only one to push Frontier for this station. Both Commander Walt Kerman and Ben Ryder have done a huge amount of work for the community in order to make this a success. They've done a whole lot of organising the various groups, so they should also get a huge sign of appreciation, as well as the entire community itself. Without people coming together, none of this would have actually ever happened. Now, we don't know yet what the next stage of the Pleiades community goal will be, but Frontier have confirmed that there will be one more final stage. Now, I suspect that it will revolve around getting the station and moved into the Pleiades. I guess that is fairly obvious. And I'm hoping that again, maybe this time, there will also be two goals like there was last time. And I'd like to see an exploration goal to gather the data, and maybe a goal to deliver either funds to the station for the cost of moving it, or maybe some type of fuel delivery there. Last week I released episode 2 of Commander's Odyssey. This is my new series where I roleplay Commander Obsidian Ant, taking you through a story over 3 episodes. As with episode 1, this was a remaster of a video I released way back in May, and it now has completely new dialogue to better fit in with the story arc. You can see a clip of episode 2, A Hunter's Dream, at the end of this video. Now, I do want to talk about the new Horizons reveal that David Braben showed us this week. It contains some exquisite footage and I want to talk about that. But before I do that, I want to get on to the EGX reveal. So please bear with me during that and we'll get right back to the Elite Dangerous content momentarily. Okay then, here's the part a fair few of you have probably been waiting for, the draw for the EGX packs. Now, before I do that, I just want to reiterate what I said in the previous episode of 3301. Please remember that currently the EGX packs don't appear to contain the paint jobs, but it does contain a decal. Now, I've spoken with Frontier about this and they have told me that they're sure that the packs do contain or should contain paint jobs and that they would look into it to see what happened. Now, I haven't heard anything beyond that, but hopefully the paint jobs will show up soon if they're not there yet, and maybe they could perhaps be introduced in patch 1.5. In either event, the winners will certainly be getting a nice EGX X decal to go on their ship. So then, here is the draw, let's get on with it. Here I am then at the Text Mechanic website, and this has a random line picker tool. What that means is that I can copy and paste all of these into the text box over there and it will pick me a line at random. So what these are all the names from the entrance in the comment section of my previous 3301 video, all you people who actually wanted to enter into the draw. So I'm going to paste the names in here, they're over there now, and I'm going to click on the pick a random line. I'm going to do 10 of these because there's 10 EGX codes. Now, I apologise if I pronounce anyone's name incorrectly. I'm not always that good with that sort of thing, but here we go. So number 1 we got Big O Bogo. 2 we got Barraco. Number 3 is Death Clock. Number 4 is Official Webox. Number 5 is Silver D. Number 6 Tommy Kiefer Sorensen. Number 7 is Alan Mearns. Number 8, Guillermo Leonard. Number 9, Sean Burgin. And number 10, SGK Gaming. So there we go, there are our 10 EGX code winners. I will send the codes to you directly through YouTube messaging and I'll include the instructions on how you can redeem them. So congratulations to all you who won those and thank you to everyone else that entered. On Friday, David Braben gave us another sneak peek at Elite Dangerous Horizons. This time it was with a ship and an SRV parked at the very edge of a crater filled with mist. Now what's nice here is that the clip actually starts off right in the shadow of the ship there, making it look very dark indeed. That there is the Viper Mark IV. And as we zoom out here, while still low to the planetary surface, the mist there actually gives the impression that this planet has got some sort of atmosphere, which it clearly hasn't, but the mist does give an illusion of that. I've actually changed the speed of this video so that we can take a closer look at some of the areas of interest. And I'm slowing it down here so we can take a quick look at those veins. They seem to be somewhat reflective, so I'm wondering what they are. I don't think they're lava, but they do look like some sort of deposits on the ground. Perhaps the minerals and other materials we're going to be able to collect when down there. Now I want to slow the video down a little bit here because we're just going to get a full look of the planet. And this is one of the first times we've had a complete look at a fully spherical planet from this far up in space. And we can see how they do indeed look quite a lot different from the planets that are currently in the game. What I particularly like about this planet is the huge impact crater that's over there on the right side of the screen, and then look at the scattering marks that the impact has left. They spread right across the planet in every direction. These sort of features, for me at least, are going to make exploration very interesting indeed. Just being able to fly over those planetary surfaces as well as drive over them is going to be amazing. And even the little small dots there we can see on the surface are either quite large craters or large mountains. So then, that pretty much brings us to the end of this episode of 3301. I'll be back with a lot more videos this week on the content of patch 1.5. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. I dream of conflict. I dream of fire. I dream of a setting sun upon a burning world. And I feel the ever-present descent toward entropy. I came out here seeking power, but it seems that now this is my world.